Welcome to part 4 of our PICO-8 Boulder series, and in this episode we are going to add a timer. We are going to add the directions to our player again because I somehow missed that in the last episode, and we are going to make the map follow the player so that we can actually move around the complete map that we have made. Okay, so let's get right to it. First thing we do is in our file number 0, we go and add a game active state. And that way we will know if a game is actually in play or not, or if we are at game over or start screen, which we will add later. And for now, game active is true when we start the game with run. And what we will do is we go into the draw function. We will say, we clear the screen all the time, if game active equals true. We can just write if game active, but we will do it properly here for better readability. Then do all that, else just draw game over on the screen. Print game over at, let's say, 4550 in the color white. I always forget to put a then after the if. Let's run this, and still works as expected. The player sprite always faces right, which is a pity, but we will fix this in a minute. But now we have at least a game over state if the timer would be 0. So we should go here, and what we need to do is we have to add a timer, and we will go and put that into our helpers. I named this helpers, where the draw as sprite function is, and we will make a new function, and that will give us a timer, and we call this update timer, and that is called in the update function. So we take this and copy this into the update function here. Before update player, we do update timer, and then we go to our helpers, and then we actually implement this, and that will do the following. We will need a variable which is update counter, and since there's no real timer in PICO-8, we have to do a little trick, and the only way to get a second of time in PICO-8 is we know that the update function, the main update function here, is called 30 times a second. So if this gets called 30 times, we know that a second has passed. So if this gets called 30 times, we know a second has passed. So what we do is we have an update counter, and we count up how often this has been called. And for that we do update counter plus plus equals 1, and if update counter is greater than 30, then level timer minus equals 1. So we subtract from our 180 seconds that we have for a level, or how many time here is, and we reset the level counter because we start the update counter, and we reset the update counter to 0. I'm always using these here, and that should do the trick. Let's see. And you can see the counter here is running down. Nice. So now we have a level counter which doesn't do anything right now. So what we have to do is, if level timer is smaller equals 0, then I can do this like this. Game active is false, and we stop the game. It's called game active here. So let's quickly turn this to 10 seconds to test this, and if 10 seconds have passed, this should turn to game over. Let's see if this works. Bam. Great. That is that. So we're doing some groundwork here right now. Okay, we have a level timer and we can use this later on. Nice. So next up, we will fix the player sprite. Let's go to the player function. And the problem we have here is that player 1 direction left is never set to true if the player is moving left. So we have to fix that by just going here and putting a then here, and player 1.go left is true if he's moving left. And we do the same on the right side, that when the player is moving to the right, we say player 1.veer left is false. And that should do the trick. Yeah, and the player is moving left and right again. Nice. Stays in the same direction when we go up and down. So that is fixed and game over. Nice. Okay, now to the main attraction, which would be to follow the player and move the map when the player moves outside of the screen. And that is relatively easy to do in PICO-8, but we have to use a little brain power to explain how this works. So if you see the screen of PICO-8, there is the top left corner, which is the coordinate 0, 0, and there's a top right corner, which is 127, 0, and so on. And we have something called a camera in PICO-8, and that is the part of the screen that is displayed. And if we move the camera, we move this over a virtual screen, which can be much taller, which is the map size, and the camera always starts at 0, 0. So if you don't move the camera, you will never notice that the camera has moved. But if you move the camera, you can see how it slowly goes over the screen. And what we do is we move the camera, and that way you can think of it as a box. And I move this box, and you can see my glasses moving in this box. The glasses are not moving, but the camera is moving. And this corner up here, 0, 0, is always what is displayed on the screen. So if I move the camera, this is always 0, 0. And so we have just to move the camera along. And to do this, we have to edit our draw map function, which is in our map file, which is right here. And we already have, or I have already added a cam X and cam Y coordinate, which is where the camera is pointed at right now. And we go in the draw map function and we say, and that is maybe the most interesting part. If you watch Boulder Dash or Emerald Mine, you can see that the screen is only moved, or the map is only moved, is Rockford is in the center, and Rockford stays in the center, except if the map cannot move any further to the right or down. So we will keep Rockford in the middle, when the map is moved until the map cannot move any further to the left or the right, and then he will just be able to walk that way. So what we do is we say if player1 dot x is greater equals 8, which is the center of the screen in map tiles, then cam x equals player1 dot x minus 8, so we will keep him in the center of the screen and move the map along, and we'll multiply this by 8, which is the pixels. And the same goes for the y coordinate, so player1 greater 8, cam y, player1 dot y. And if we start the game now, you will notice that nothing happens. And that is because we haven't set the camera yet. And now we come in and draw the map, and then we say camera and set it to cam x, cam y. Run this, and you can see it actually works. It is like magic. Problem is, it's drawing black here, and now it's game over, and we can't even see the game over because it's up to the left. So what we have to do is, let's do this first. If the game stops, we have to set the camera back to 0, 0. That is the first thing to do. And the second thing to do is to actually draw the complete map, because we are just drawing 16 by 16 tiles here, and we want to see the whole map. So we say it's 127 by 63. So it's 128 tiles horizontal and 64 vertical. And now if we run this, you can see that it actually works, which is pretty cool. We can't go further down here, and it's game over. And this works too. See? Okay, so yeah, I guess that is it for this episode. So we managed to actually get a game over screen. We managed to get a timer. We managed to move the player around on the screen and the map following. And in the next episode, I guess we will really get into the game mechanics, like collecting diamonds, falling boulders, and stuff like that. So stick around for that. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Retro is the New Black. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. If you like the video, please share. Every like, share, and comment helps a lot. Until next time, bye-bye.